Hi, my name is Oliver and welcome to our channel. This video is going to be about our Kayak launch bar. Before installing the Kayak launch bar, let's make sure we have everything. We're going to need the box of the Kayak launch bar. Everything is in that box, but you're also going to need two connecting pins for Kayak. We have them in gray or beige, so choose depending on the color of your dock. Now that I have the Kayak launch bar box open, here's all the components that we're going to need to assemble. We have two junction bar here. One is shorter than the other. We have those 4 vertical posts here. 2 of them, the longer one, will have 2 holes here at the bottom. And we have those 2 longer tubes. These are going to be the grab bars. There's 2 assembly here with the white lug and white nut with aluminum tubes. We have the flat bar here and a bag of hardware. This is going to be for assembling all those tube parts. And here we have those 2 square beams with some plastic bolted on top. This is going to be the stabilization bar that we'll be installing at the end. It's going to go underwater, and we have the hardware to install that. Just a quick installation reminder, these Kayak launch bar needs to be installed in a calm water environment. Constant wave action or bigger waves will damage the aluminum joint and wear them prematurely. Okay, let's begin the installation. So I would start by bringing the watercraft here and choosing the proper position depend on your watercraft. With this Kayak here, yeah, this is going to be the best option. I'm going to be straight in the middle from where I'm going to sit. So I'm going to change those 2 connecting pins here with the ones with the Kayak. And note that this is going to be the side I'm going to embark into the Kayak. If you want, for a different reason, your dock is made differently, you want to embark on the other side, then you need to put the connecting pins on the other side. So on the opposite side here of the connecting pins with the Kayak connecting pins, we're going to assemble those 2 white lugs and nuts and the aluminum post that's sticking out. And we want to make sure to respect the tab's height. Here we have tab number 1 and tab number 2. So we need to make sure that it's going to be tab number 4. So we're going to install those 2 spacers here. But again, depending on your dock, this might not be the actual tab numbers you have. So the important thing is to make sure that we are at the same level at tab number 4. And we also are going to put the small holes here parallel to the dock. Now we're going to install the 2 vertical posts, the flat bar and also the joint bar, but we're going to take the longer one here, so the smaller one we don't need. And as for the vertical post, these are the one here with the aluminum threads at the bottom. We're going to take 2 bolts here, like round head and Allen key, and we're going to place them in the holes here. Next, we're going to install this aluminum flat bar using the flat head here. And as you can see, this will match the countersink part here in the aluminum. Go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, so now we're going to assemble here the flat bar on the 2 connecting pins for Kayak by removing the brass nut and placing the flat bar right on top of it. Now it's time to assemble those 2 vertical posts. The other ones, the longer one with the small holes here in the bottom. And we're going to place them right on top of the aluminum post here. And using the smaller bolts that we have that's going to fit with the brass nut, we're going to secure them here like that, and putting the brass nut. Now go ahead and tighten that up using a half-inch box. So just like we did here on this side with the junction bar, we're going to put the other one, the shorter one, on this side here, using 2 more round head bolts. Go ahead, use the Allen key and tighten that up. Okay, so we're now ready to install both grab bars, but we're going to install them one at a time and make sure to just engage the thread a couple of turns, not more. This will give us enough play to be able to install the second bar afterward. So now that both bars are installed, let's go ahead and use an Allen key to tighten them up. I do not recommend using any impact drill because this might damage the aluminum thread. Manual is the way to go for that. Now I'll just do a quick double check on every round headed bolt. I just want to make sure that all tightened the same way. And by the way, this is something you will need to do from times to times. It's probably the only maintenance you're going to have to do on this Kayak handlebar. Just make sure that the bolts here are tight. Now that we have the Kayak launch bar installed, the upper part, the only thing left is going to be the stabilization beam. These parts are going to go on the water, so that's why I just raise here the cubes a little bit so we have room to play here. What we need to do here is to install those 4 white lug and nut that came with the kit. What I did, I just took the hardware apart for now. We're going to install it right beside the Kayak launch bar, so 1 on each side, so 2 here and the 2 other there. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that we have the 4 bolts and nut in place, all tied up, what we need now is to install one of these stabilization beam. And for that, we're going to need 2 threaded rod like that. And we're going to place them through the hole of the white lug here. And you see there's a welded bolt. This is going to go on top. So go ahead, do that on both sides. Next, we're going to put a flat washer and a brass nut in this order. This is going to be used to tighten the rod here onto the white lug. Gonna leave it like that for now. Do the same thing on this side. We now need to install the square tube on the stainless steel rod here. But in order to be able to adjust it and make it tight, we're going to have to sandwich it into a combination of 2 flat washer and 2 brass nut here. So before we put this one in, I'm going to put the brass nut and the washer. And underneath here, another washer and the brass nut. Not gonna tighten anything yet. We can go ahead now and put that bolt all the way to the top. And we're going to tighten it. Now, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now that we have the two stabilization bar installed, one in the back and one in the front here, I guess what's left is the trial and error depending on your watercraft. We might need to adjust this up or down. The goal here is to, when the kayak is in the water, it's going to float. But as soon as a passenger gets in, it's going to touch the plastic here. It's just going to give a little stabilization so the kayak is not going to move too much around. But you don't want to apply too much pressure at the same time because you still want to be able to push yourself to go into the lake. Same thing when you come in. So the way I would adjust that is I would bring those two brass nuts a little bit higher so you still have room to play with. And once it's up there, adjust the lower brass nut here at the bottom. Move it up or down. You try it like that. Eventually you'll find the perfect spot. Once you do, you push that nut back down. Try to make it as level as possible. And then with the wrench, you tighten them both there, so it will stay like that. So that's it for our kayak launch bar video. I hope it will help you on your installation, and thanks for watching.